I'm Jay from the Kubz. Welcome back to another episode of watching these true scary story animations. I actually want to check out this one animation right here because it caught my eye. It says, if she asks you this one question, always answer no. I have no idea what the question is, but I'm very curious to find out. I know my hair's looking like a mess, but hopefully this lady's looking like a snack. If you guys cool, then you down with that? Everybody get ready and buckle up, because here we go!
What a pleasant way to begin my 3 AM shift at Mercy Hospital. The first thing I did as I sat down was cut my finger. It was a paper cut. And despite working at one of the largest hospitals in the state, I couldn't find a single band-aid laying around. I sucked on my index finger like a vampire while I scrambled my desk for that band-aid. I found one. Purple.
What, if it was pink, would you have not put it around your finger or something?
I'm a hospital receptionist, and all that means is I greet visitors, make appointments, and look nice. Well, as nice as a 30-year-old man who hasn't slept in hours can look. That night, as we call it, it was just me and a few nurses on the floor. Other than that, it was ghost quiet, except for the heavy rain. I sat back on the cheap recliner chair all receptionists get the honour of using. While adjusting my band-aid, I listened to the television mounted on the corner of the ceiling as it broadcasted a seemingly important message.
Authorities say the woman was last seen on Cedar Avenue.
I looked up to see if the television was showing any images of this strange woman. None. It was yet another crazy person with no name and no face who we were supposed to look out for. Not creepy at all.
This guy's talking way too fast. Faster than me. It's kind of throwing me for a loop.
Very, very bizarre questions.
I focused back on my desk and continued working, but I still listened as the news anchor went on and on. She continued.
The following statement was issued by an unidentified government official.
Listen carefully, folks. Whatever she asks you, answer no. Do not, under any circumstances, answer yes.
Why would words even matter at this point? Even if he answered yes, I'd be like, bitch, I got some nunchucks under my desk. If you don't get out here, I'm a wow, wow, wow! I'm not trying to be funny, guys. I got the wow, you know, I'm messing with you guys. I'm a giant pussy.
I thought that part of the coverage was quite odd, but I wasn't sure anything could scare me anymore. Working here at the hospital, I thought I'd seen it all. At the flash of the ruby red ambulance lights, I've seen people come in with severed arms, legs, fingers, people who somehow managed to scoop out their eyes, failed suicide attempts, and much, much more. You get used to it. My head was
animation in this video
to my desk as I filled out paperwork. That's when I heard something very subtle initially. I heard it coming from the front doors, the entrance. The automatic doors.
Alright, let me pay attention. Come on.
Opened and closed, slamming against each other and sounding an obnoxiously loud thud each time. The very dim lighting I had surrounding my desk flickered incessantly. Hello? I called out, seated behind the safety of my desk.
That's something my dumbass would do. See nobody and be like, hello?
I called out again.
Hello there? Is anybody there?
If someone was there,
please tell me.
Especially since it might have been someone who was injured
I'm
and
scared.
needed our attention. I reluctantly picked myself up from my chair and walked over to inspect. I nearly slipped and cracked my head open as the entrance floor was almost flooded from the rain. I noticed footsteps.
Looking like he was going to take a hot dooski on the floor.
The hospital and then back out. I stood near the doors, poking my head outside, and looked. All I heard was the distant sounds of sirens and honking cars. The rain poured harder. The peace and quiet was disturbed within moments of me sitting back down. The automatic door started again, opening and closing, slamming shut, and letting in more rain as they did.
Ooh.
But this time,
okay, that would actually freak the soul out of me.
Their way towards me, tapping closer and closer.
Here she
Someone
comes.
slowly emerged from the darkness between the entrance
Is she a mamacita?
A woman with drenched black hair.
Oh no, she a ghostacita.
Wearing a dark brown raincoat and
she
a
as scary as
Fucasita for her toothpick legs. Her face was inundated with wrinkles and wet makeup. Her black eyeshadow smudged. Despite the heavy rain,
I don't know why that kind of freaked me out.
She didn't seem to have bothered wearing her hoodie. Hello, how can I help you, ma'am? She didn't respond. She looked around, scanning and observing an unimpressive hospital. Is there something I can help you with? Still nothing. We engaged in a brief stare down, which she won.
She looked like the Grudge's grandma.
Paperwork. Are you here to visit someone? Then finally,
old saggy tits and everything.
She responded without talking. She simply nodded and then took a few steps forward, her hands hanging down her side. Her posture was unnatural. Okay, for now I need you to sign here, then you'll have to wait a few hours for visiting time to begin, I said, pushing forward a sheet of paper and a pen. She raised her arm to sign and then abruptly stopped. She seemed startled by something on the desk. She looked at me, tilted her head, and, with a smile that was as wide as her eyes, said,
"Ooh, that's hot.
Would you please move that for me?" I was confused at first, and then she pointed at it with her index finger, as drops of rainwater tapped against my desk while her arm hovered over it.
Why is that randomly there? Like, this whole thing seems true, except for that being randomly and conveniently on the desk.
I took the little crucifix we had at the front desk and put it in a drawer. The woman proceeded as if she was going to finally sign the paper and then stop before writing anything.
Psych!
She dropped the pen on the ground and stood there again, staring at me. She asked me a question.
Do you reject the Trinity?
I'm sorry, I replied. For a few more uncomfortable moments, the woman stood there like an ancient statue. I had
Always
no idea
answer
what
no.
she meant by the question.
Always answer no, fuckboy.
Who exactly are you here to see? Family? Friend? What's your relationship with the patient? Before I could finish talking midway through my question, the woman turned around and walked out the door, still smiling and her eyes as wide as I'd ever seen on a person.
But you said that she just turned around. How could you see that eyes when she's turned around? Boy, if you don't stop lying.
I went back to work and tried to move on, but her creepy mannerisms were trapped in my mind throughout the night. At around 4 AM, I spotted one of the children in our hospital walking down the hall. Nina, is that you? I called out. All the kids in the hospital knew me. I was proudly considered one of the cooler employees. I let them break the rules. I brought them snacks upstairs and even told them scary stories, despite their predictable regret later on. The nurses would get angry with me every time I held one of my scary story nights. They always had a bunch of bed sheets to change the next morning. I only did these things for the kids when I wasn't busy, when it was a quiet night, and this was one of those uneventful nights, which of course was a good thing. Anyway, it was very odd to see Nina awake at that time, walking down those shadowy halls. She was absolutely terrified of the dark, and yet there she was. Nina, is that you? I squinted my eyes as I walked towards her.
Sorry, Matt.
She began.
I don't want to be there anymore.
She had dragged her blue blanket along with her, which was her way of gesturing to us that she wanted to move to another room. The other kids bothering you again? I asked. I took hold of her hand and began walking her back to the elevator.
What is the point of the
Please,
purple
don't make
band-aid?
me
They
go
always
back up
show
there.
it.
I don't like the new nurse.
I stopped walking. What? I said, kneeling to Nina's level.
She keeps asking us the same question over and over. I said no so many times. I keep telling her no, but everyone else kept laughing with her and saying yes to her. Please, I don't want to go back up.
Nina's words immediately played flashbacks inside my tired, overworked mind. Something about a strange woman going around and asking even stranger questions. I didn't pay enough attention to that broadcast to notice the woman, but even if I had, I thought she had left the hospital. I ditched the elevator and ran up a flight of daunting stairs, stomping against each step with all the force I could muster. I probably woke up all those sleeping employees. I was so loud. I opened the door to the children's room and couldn't believe my eyes. I checked each room, each one on each floor. I woke up my co-worker nurse and asked about the children. She couldn't find them either. We looked everywhere and put the hospital on lockdown.
Oh my
We
god.
set off all possible alarms and other emergency procedures. We didn't find them.
Bro, this story
All that was
making my
left
nips
behind
hard,
were
dude.
Their clothes.
It's freaky. Oh, for real? So the question was, do you reject the Holy Trinity? And then if you answer, you know, I'm not even going to say it because who knows what's going to happen to me. But if you say the opposite of no, then I guess she's going to come for you. I mean, we're good, but, you know, I don't know if this story is real or not, but I'm not going to say the opposite of no. Because, you know, my paranoid ass. If this woman asks you this question, always answer no. Creepy woman, how old are you? No. My crush, want to go on a date? Me, damn it. Woman, where's the bathroom? Me, no. You know what, guys? We're going to check out one more video in today's episode. This one's called The Creepy Pizza Delivery Guy. For some reason, people love creepy delivery stories. I don't know what kind of sick fetishes you guys have, but hey, if you guys have a creepy pizza delivery fetish, me too, guys. Me too.
My name is Chad, and this story took place when I was about 12.
Such a Chad.
I was at home with my
Such a
mom
Chad thing to
since
be
my
is
dad
12.
was going to be out all night. 3 of my best friends came to my house for a sleepover party.
Hey, losers.
We sat in my room playing PlayStation and watching TV.
PlayStation 3?
Soon,
Upgrade
we
that
noticed
shit,
it was
son.
getting pretty dark outside. Mom ordered pizza for dinner, so when the doorbell rang, we knew that the pizza had arrived.
Pizza delivery!
When my mom opened the door, my friends and I were just right next to her because we were pretty hungry at that time. So we waited for her to take her money out and pay for it.
Unless she's about to undo her
The
bra.
pizza delivery guy seemed like he was in his mid-50s and looked pretty old. While my mother was taking her money out, he looked at us. And all of a sudden, a creepy grin appeared on his face.
Oh, dude.
And his eyes were wide open.
Of course they were.
It was kind of weird, but we just laughed it off as we didn't think much of it. My mom handed him the money, the pizza guy gave us the pizza, and then left. We took the pizza into my room and watched Netflix
My guy
while
eating
we
that
were eating.
pizza with just like full deep
A few
throating.
hours passed.
You guys
My
saw
mom
that?
came up to our room and said, "It's time for you guys to go to bed.
He was using no hands
If you
on
need
that
anything,
pizza.
just let me know." My friends brought sleeping bags from their home, so we all got ready to go to bed and lied down. I turned the lights off and went into my bed. We talked to each other for about 45 minutes.
My guy on the
until it
left
was
looking
around
like a straight dildo.
11:45, close to midnight. and we eventually got tired of it. We closed our eyes, not saying a word to one another.
Bro, I mean, I know this is an all-dude sleepover, but don't be selfish, my guy. There's enough room on that bed for at least one other homie. Let the homie sleep in the bed with you.
Later that night, I heard rustling coming from the backyard.
Uh-oh.
It sounded like someone was walking
It's the
on a
pizza
pile
delivery
of leaves.
guy. He's like, if I'm
First,
more
I
than
thought
30
it was a
minutes
cat
late, you can
walking
grab my
around
old
looking
balls.
for food, as they usually do. However, the next thing I heard was a loud thump. It sounded a lot closer, and like it was hitting my wall. At that time, we already all got up from our spot and heard it. We were so scared to look outside through the window and check what was going on. And then, we saw a hand on the window,
The heck?
lifting it up much higher.
What is this psycho sound?
We all screamed with fear, and the guy still tried to crawl in. But one of my friends thought much faster. He locked the window, and we all ran out of my
Bro,
room.
that's the MVP right there.
Then our house security alarm
better get the
started
next
going
biggest
off
slice of
like
pizza.
crazy. My mom, who was sleeping in her bedroom, came out, turned it off, and asked what was going on. We explained what just happened and looked at the cameras, which were set up outside of our house. There was a guy quietly trying to come down a ladder. I realized the thump on the wall we heard was a ladder. Mom quickly got out her phone and called the police. We locked all of the doors and came back to the monitors to look at the cameras. We saw the man opened our backyard shed and hid in there.
He's probably going to sleep in
In
there.
just a few minutes, the police
He's
were
probably going to get a
already
sleeping bag and
arrived.
sleep in there.
3 officers went outside searching for the man, while we gave information to the other officer.
Humpty Dumpty looking ass
We
bald
told him
dude.
that we saw the man going into the shed out in our backyard. One of the police was holding a gun, and the other 2 were approaching
guy stays
closer to the
strapped.
shed.
Ready to
In the
doop
blink
doop.
of an eye, they had entered the shed, found him in the shed hiding. put
Why
him in
would you do
handcuffs
that?
To arrest him. They brought him
Why
out
would you
front,
just hide there?
put
Just
him in
run,
the back
dude.
of a police car.
Dumbass pizza delivery
That
guy.
time, lots of people heard the noise, came outside to see what was going on. And surprisingly, the cops found some things like a knife, hammer, and other from his pocket.
Where'd he fit all that? I know his
As he
asshole
was
ain't
in
that
the back
loose.
seat of the car, he looked at us and gave us a creepy grin.
Dude, he's
with wide
just
eyes.
putting himself in the grave right now.
At first, I couldn't see his face
He's like so
clearly,
guilty.
but when I concentrated on focusing it more visibly, I was shocked. It was the pizza delivery guy.
Bro.
After that, the police handled the situation, so we could go back to sleep again that night. I don't know what this guy would have done to us if he had successfully got inside.
All right, you know what, guys? I'm feeling good today, so we're going to check out one more video in today's episode. This one's called True Horror Dark Web Story. It better be true, it better be horror, and it better be on the dark web.
More like 10 years ago.
Okay.
I used to be big into visiting weird websites.
Oh, me too,
I had
guys.
a lot of time
me
on
too.
my hand.
Come on.
Due to not
I get
playing
weird.
sports, nor
I
did
get
I volunteer
weird.
for anything at all in high school.
Okay,
I
asshole.
told my friend Mark that I was starting to get bored.
Damn, that's code for
Honestly,
go
I was
home because I'm about to
bored with what I
fap.
was experiencing on
I'm
these
bored.
websites.
You're my homie, but you got to go home.
He said I should go on the deep web.
So I'm not trying to get unbored.
He and I used to go on the deep web, but never found anything. So I decided to search through some more stuff, a little deeper.
That's what she
I
said.
searched for hours.
But I
every
know
day
your ass
for
couldn't go
about
any
2.5
deeper.
months. Still nothing that I hadn't seen already. I told Mark, and of course he said just visit the dark web. When I did go on the dark web, I saw chat rooms, all with different names. I came across one named I, as in EYE. It was all in caps. I entered the chat, but before entering the live chat, you are assigned a number. Mine was P34.
Interesting.
I confirmed my number and entered. There were hundreds of people. The comments were coming in quick. At first, I didn't understand what was going on. The screen was black, then a name popped up on the screen that said Mr. Wiggles.
Mr. Wiggles. I don't want to see a
The
thing called
comments
Mr.
immediately
Wiggles.
stopped and a voice came over my speakers. Welcome, P34. Then his name disappeared off of the screen and the comments continued, everyone giving me welcomes. A few minutes go by. Then a countdown from 10 pops up on the screen. Then the chat goes crazy. Once it reached the number 1, the screen went straight to what looks like a view from a camera just watching someone in
Whoa,
what looks like
okay.
their home. I sat there watching this for 20 minutes and nothing happened, so I shut down my computer.
Damn, my dude's so bored, even on the
The
dark
next
web.
day, I
Nothing
went
can
to school,
satisfy my
had a
guy.
normal day. Went to Walmart, then I went home. I decided to go back on the same chat from before.
This man is hard to please.
I confirmed my number P34, and again, there were hundreds of people commenting. Mr. Wiggles popped up, and just like before, the comments stopped. Across the screen it said, "No new members tonight." Then the countdown started again. Everyone in the chat started going wild.
This one seems real.
The countdown finished, and then it was showing the point of view from a camera again. But it was outside of a school. My school from earlier that day. At that point, I was intrigued. I couldn't tell if it was focused on a certain person or just watching the school. After 30 minutes
That's
of watching
creepy,
the
but
video,
actually
our
pretty
school
cool.
bell rang and everyone started to come
I mean, I don't wish that
outside
happens to
while
any of
whoever
us,
was
but
recording was positioned across the street
is getting
in the car.
interesting.
Once everyone came out, the person got out of the car and started to follow a crowd of kids. Everyone started to split from each other, and the person recording started to follow someone. It was
that
my
Mark?
friend Mark. He had to be at least 100 feet behind him. I started to call Mark, but he didn't answer. I kept calling him as I watched the video, but nothing.
Is that supposed to be live?
The person followed him to his house and sat outside of his house for a few minutes.
Mr. Wiggles,
The man
though.
behind the camera finally said,
Yes.
"No parents are home."
Dude.
And he began to walk to Mark's
No.
house. Rang the doorbell.
Mark, don't do it,
and
Mark!
waited as he continued to record.
Keep playing that
A few
DS!
seconds go by.
Mark!
Opened the door.
Why would you
He
answer the
looked
door?
confused, and the guy said, "P34 sent me." And Mark looked afraid that the camera shut off and everyone in the chat left.
No freaking way.
So I did too.
Why would you
I
answer
called
the
Mark's
door
house
anyway?
phone
Just
instead of
look
his
through the
cell phone,
window.
and his mother
Dumbass
answered.
Mark. One
I
less
asked for
dumb kid
Mark,
in the
and
world.
She said that she thought he was with me. I panicked. I then received a notification on my phone from my Gmail account. It said the sender was Mr.
From
Wiggles.
Mr. Wiggly Piggly
The
ass,
message
dude.
was, "I'm getting closer, P34. Mark says hi."
Holy crap.
I was shocked and didn't know what to do, so I called the cops. They didn't do anything about it because the email disappeared. I haven't been on the dark web since, and no one has seen Mark.
Oh, I know what
Still
happened
to
to
this
Mark.
day, I receive messages with pictures of me and random
I know what happened to
places,
Mark
along with
real well.
the same written message that said, "It can happen anytime." I honestly wish I never went on the dark web.
Dude. Okay, that one was actually good. Alright guys, so that's gonna do it for this episode of reacting to these true scary story animations. I just wanted to check out the first one. I wanted to know what the woman was gonna ask and why you should say no. But we decided to check out a few more. If you guys want me to react to any more scary animations on the internet, make sure you guys give this video one big fat like. And tell a friend today that Jay from the Kubz Scouts is that dude!